Hey, what's going on, heroes? First off, thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you like what you see, and if you do, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share with all your friends that might like this. My name's Manny, and I'm going to be talking about Nocterra 3 here. Just going to do a quick recap and then just kind of review what I liked about it. There's nothing that I did not like about it. That's kind of actually a double-edged sword. There's something I don't like, but it's because I don't like it that I like it. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does by the end of this video. But without further ado, let's get started. The last issue left off with Blacktop Bill catching up to Val and the rest of her group, and they just needed to make their escape. Val made her decision that she's going to run away from Blacktop Bill and protect Gus, which is the grandpa, and Bailey, the granddaughter. Here we open up to a flashback scene where everything is still new. Scientists are on the TV talking about the shades, which are humans turned into this night creature thing known as shades. This is what the dark does to us. They've discovered that once your eyes change, once your lips start turning colors, that it's too far gone, that it's already affected the brain, and from there on, the shades have a form of talking to each other that humans that haven't been affected can't hear. So then we go over to the basement, and you can hear Val and Emery's parents saying like, "Hey, we're fine now. We're feeling better. It's not the same. Let us in." And this is where I don't know if you saw my other videos or if I even said it, but I don't like Emery. From the very beginning, I just knew he was not, one, he's going to be a nuisance no matter what. Two, I thought that he's going to be a dangerous nuisance, and this book kind of proves me right. I think he's just a risk. He's the thing that I don't like about this book, but I like it because he is introducing a danger that we need, right? So I just don't like him. I know that's her brother and whatnot, but he makes dumb decisions, and it's, you know, he's doing it because he feels like he's doing a good thing or whatever. But I don't like him. I don't appreciate that whole trope. But he's like, oh, you know, like they're saying that they're fine, and let's open the door. And Val's like, did you not just hear what the scientists just said on the TV? Do not trust him. And of course he tells them to like get back, and they do. But as soon as he opens the door, you know, they attack. Obviously they made it out just fine, but again, dangerous situation for no reason at all other than, and he's a kid. I get that. Don't give me that all like, oh, he's a kid, he's just acting out of feelings and stuff. I understand that, but still, Val told him not to open the door, and he still opened the door. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, he's dangerous. He's doing stuff. But anyways, then it goes back to the present where Blacktop Bill is currently chasing Val's rig. They're going through all sorts of land, and she is expertly leading him towards a trap, cherry bomb trap. There's a CB rider, and people think that CB stands for other things other than cherry bomb, but it is what it is. It explodes. It's supposed to catch Blacktop Bill off guard, and it does. At the last second, he's like, everybody needs to stop from his gang, but it wasn't enough. The amount of explosion that it was not enough to stop him or his gang. They continued to follow him. So then at this point, Grandpa Gus, he realizes they're not gonna make it, and I should have known. You know, like that's almost like action storytelling 101, where someone's not gonna make it, and I knew someone wasn't gonna make it, but I thought it was gonna be Emery. But no, it's the grandpa. He makes a sacrifice for the greater good. He goes out making the sacrifice, a heroic sacrifice to let his granddaughter continue and to save Val and Emery. He opens the back doors to the rig, and gets harpooned straight to the gut, and that's not even it, man. Blacktop Bill is savage. He not only harpoons him, but he survives. He survives that harpoon through the gut, and Blacktop Bill, I'm about to just call him BB. Bill, just Bill. Bill puts him on the hood of his car, on the top of his car, and says, I'm not gonna kill you, and I'm not gonna kill your granddaughter. I'm gonna let you turn into a shade, and I'm gonna give you that honor. And that's just evil, you know. And it's just that's a good villain. I like him a lot. He's a main reason why I like this story is because he's a good villain. Before Grandpa dies, though, he does give his book to Bailey, like research notes, whatever. Gives it to Bailey, his granddaughter, and tells her, "You're not gonna understand what's in this book, but you need to find my brother, and you need to give it to him. He will understand, and he will be able to lead everybody to what he calls Eos, which is also known as the Garden, which he is hoping is something. He's saying you may not return to what it was before, but hopefully it's a brighter future." So it's they're talking about the Lux, which is brighter than the sun apparently. Also a myth, but that's his end goal, and he just sacrificed himself to let others achieve it, right? This does let Val and company get away. They drive for hundreds of miles, about 412 miles if I'm correct. And they get to these caves, which I don't know what they're called. I can look it up here. Nah, I'm sure it says it, but I don't feel like reading, right? I just read this, so I'm done with reading. No, the caves have like handprints that glow, and there's a percentage of people that believe that these were from thousands of years ago, and the people at that point did that. And then there's a percentage of people that say that today's people put those handprints up there. And in the present time, yes, today's people, anyone who drives a truck or anything, or who holds up there, they put their hands in some kind of neon substance and they put their handprints there, just kind of to uphold that tradition. But initially, there's a theory that people thousands of years ago did that. And again, no one knows what the truth is, but it is just a legend of that's where they're being, that's where they're staying for the night. And this is where we learn kind of that Bailey is a badass. You know, of course she's crying and everything whenever her grandpa sacrificed herself. Who wouldn't? But you know, I if you would have asked me at that point, if the book would have stopped there, I would have said Bailey is going to be another hindrance, another M, because she's gonna not want to go on. She's gonna be a typical teenager, things like that. But she proved me wrong immediately. She's not even. I mean, she's probably grieving, but she's not showing it. She's moving on. She's talking about what the plan is, how to move forward, telling Val everything that she knows. And then when Val is basically just telling her, like, I don't give a shit about anything your grandpa was trying to do. I just want to get to some place to help my brother. She kind of bites back. She's like, I don't give a shit if you believe him or not. He is, or we are going to find what he wanted. And you know what? Just because you don't believe in these handprints, that handprint stuff is real. Get over it. And it's a little petty, but at the same time, pretty badass to talk like that to first of all, a child to an adult, and second, that adult being Val. After everything that she has seen Val do, I wouldn't want to get on her bad side, and yet she's out here just, you know, talking back. So props to her. She's a badass. I like her. And then finally, at the end starts at the beginning, or the beginning starts at the end. Whatever. It kind of meets up. So the beginning, like I said, the parents were in the basement. One of the things that they said was, "I love you. Let us up." Blah blah. And Val said, at that moment, I didn't realize that when they said "I love you," they did mean it. They just weren't talking to us. They were talking to the darkness. Same thing happens at the very end. You know, she says good night. She prays and then says good night to Emery, and she says, "I love you," and he responds with, "I love you too." But he didn't say "I love you too, Val." And there's like a little note that says, like, I realized too late that he wasn't talking to me. So he opened his eyes. His eyes are different color. It's too late for him. And I'm so happy they did that. But I'm also scared. I'm scared that they are going to just drag this out. The fact that he got infected and they're still going to try to save him. But he just needs to either run away or they need to unfortunately kill him. Just because, like, I don't want this to be dragged out, right? So on one hand, very happy that happened. He is going to be a danger, hopefully in this next issue, and he's dealt with immediately, right? On the other hand, it might not be dealt with immediately. It might be a quick fix where he runs away and then he comes back later and Val has a hesitation of killing him or whatever. I don't know, but hopefully it's the former, not the latter. When it comes to my rating of this, I think it's a 7 out of 10. Well, initially it was a 7 out of 10, but the more I thought about it, Blacktop Bill is just such a villain. I'll give it a 7.5. 7.75. I don't know. That it's a good book, definitely a good read. Had a great pace. The action just was nonstop up until they finally get away, but you do feel like you are in the chase as well. The story gets pushed along. There's no what are we doing here? What's next? You have questions, but not of is this story going anywhere? It's where is the story going? Because I have questions on this, and this, and you get a feeling that they're gonna be answered soon, especially because it's the 4th issue. They're about to wrap up the first arc, so story gets pushed along. We do have a present and clear danger, which at the moment is Emery. Like you could say yes to darkness or being in the dark or even Blacktop Bill, but at the moment Emery is the biggest danger, and I like that. I like knowing where my main characters stand. And then finally 7.5 because not only is Blacktop Bill a great villain, but Bailey is a badass. I don't want to say side character, I don't want to say main character, but half main character. I don't know. Either way, she's a badass. So there's that. Nocterra 3, definitely. If you haven't read it, go read it. That's it. That's all I have to say on that. If you're still here, you liked what I was saying, you have any questions, or you disagree with anything I say, please let me know in the comments. If you like what I said, let me know in the comments. If you haven't yet, subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining. See you later.